Have you ever witnessed a player stroll into enemy territory, snatch victory right from their grasp, and leave the entire arena in disbelief? Well, that's exactly what Luka Doncic did to the Minnesota Timberwolves in a closeout game. And let me tell you, it was nothing short of legendary. I mean, seriously, picture this. Luka drops 20 points in the first quarter alone, shooting an insane 80% from the field. He's out there on the court, making plays like it's nobody's business, and before you know it, the hearts of an entire franchise are shattered into a million pieces. It's moments like these that make you question whether Luka is actually human or some kind of basketball wizard. But here's the thing, folks. This isn't the first time Luka has pulled off such a feat. Oh no. He's got a knack for delivering gut punches to opposing teams on their own turf. It's like he's got this unhealthy obsession with stealing people's lunch money right under their noses. And let me tell you, it's a sight to behold. So let's take a step back and ask ourselves, is Luka Doncic the greatest road playoff performer of all time? I mean, the numbers don't lie, folks. This guy is putting up historic performances game after game, leaving fans and analysts alike scratching their heads in amazement. But where does he stack up against the all-time greats? That's what we're here to find out. For the past month, Luka has been the talk of the town, dominating the headlines with his jaw-dropping performances. But let's not forget about some of the other playoff legends who've graced the hardwood over the years. From Michael Jordan to LeBron James, the NBA has seen its fair share of clutch performers. But where does Luka fit into this illustrious pantheon of players? Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Less than 5 seconds left on the clock. The tension is palpable. The pressure is on. And who steps up to the plate? None other than Anthony Edwards. Now ask yourself this. In that moment, did anyone, and I mean anyone, doubt for a second that Anthony Edwards was going to sink that shot? I highly doubt it. Even Jaden McDaniels, sitting courtside, knew it was money. The crowd, the players, everyone watching at home, they all knew that when the spotlight was on, Anthony Edwards would deliver. And that's the thing about Anthony. He thrives on the big stage. It's not just sometimes, folks, it's every single time. Take his playoff debut, for example. The man drops 42 points and hits a buzzer beater just 5 days later. I mean, come on. That's the stuff of legends right there. It's time to talk about Luka Doncic, the playoff demon himself. Seriously, when this guy steps onto the court in a playoff game, you just know something special is about to happen. I mean, even on his worst playoff night, he still managed to drop a 13-point triple-double. That's the kind of consistency and dominance we're talking about here. Now, let's dive into the numbers, shall we? Among all-time playoff leaders in points per game, you'll find legends like Wilt Chamberlain, James Harden, Larry Bird, Shaq, Kareem, and of course, Kobe. But guess who's right up there with them? That's right, Luka Doncic and Michael Jordan, the only two players in NBA history to average over 30 points per game for their entire playoff careers. But hold up, before you start comparing Luka to the likes of Durant and LeBron, let's consider their ages. It's only fair, right? So let's take a look at the best playoff scorers up until age 25. Sure, you've got your usual suspects like Pierce, Wade, and Vince Carter, but who's sitting at the top of the list once again? You guessed it, Luka Doncic and MJ. And let's not forget about Game 5, where Luka dropped a casual 20 points in the first quarter alone. I mean, just watch some of those shots. He's out there toying with the best defensive teams in the league. Luka Doncic's dominance in closeout games is nothing short of legendary. When it comes to putting up points in the first quarter of these high-stakes matchups, he reigns supreme, topping the charts with a commanding lead. But it's not just about the first quarter. When we zoom out and look at the bigger picture of closeout games, Luka's brilliance shines even brighter. Imagine a graph where points scored and assists dished out paint a picture of playoff greatness. Down at the bottom, you'll find the likes of Dirk, Shaq, Tatum, and Kobe, all prolific scorers in their own right. Move a bit to the right, and you'll encounter playmakers extraordinaire like Larry Bird, LeBron, and the Joker, who not only light up the scoreboard, but also elevate their teammates' game. But as we ascend further up the graph, we enter the realm of the elite, the Kevin Durant's, Allen Iverson's, Donovan Mitchell's, and of course, the GOAT playoff closer, Michael Jordan. And right there, towering above them all, is Luka Doncic, nearly averaging a triple-double in closeout games. Yes, you heard that right, a triple-double. Now let's talk about the hallmark of greatness, the ability to silence a roaring crowd on the road. Steph, LeBron, MJ, Kobe, they've all done it. And guess who else belongs in that elite company? You guessed it, Luka Doncic. In fact, he doesn't just survive in hostile environments, he thrives. It's like he feeds off the doubters, growing stronger with every boo and jeer. When it comes to performing on the road in the playoffs, there are players who excel, and then there are those who reach a whole new level of greatness. Take a look at this graph. It's a visual representation of players' performances away from home compared to their usual averages. Down in the bottom left quadrant of our playoff performance chart, You'll find some formidable names like Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, and the Greek freak himself, Giannis Antetokounmpo. These players are solid performers on the road, no doubt, but they just can't seem to reach the same lofty heights without the roar of their home crowd to spur them on. Now let's pivot our attention to the top left quadrant. This is where the real magic unfolds. Here we encounter players like James Harden and Kobe Bryant, who don't just thrive on the road. They seem to transcend the limitations of the court, elevating their game to new stratospheric heights when they're away from their familiar home turf. But let's zoom in on the creme de la creme, those who dominate irrespective of the venue. When it comes to points per game, the likes of Stephen Curry, Nikola Jokic, Jerry West, and Kevin Durant reign supreme. And towering over them all, reigning supreme once again, is the incomparable Michael Jordan. So, what's the big takeaway from all of this? It's not just about being good on the road, it's about being exceptional, about rising to the occasion and delivering the goods when the stakes are at their highest. And when your name is uttered in the same breath as MJ's, you know you've transcended greatness. Enter Luka Doncic. In the hallowed halls of basketball legends, there exists a solitary figure in the top right quadrant of road playoff performance, and that figure is none other than Luka Doncic. Yes, you heard that correctly. Luka has etched his name into the annals of basketball history, surpassing even the illustrious Michael Jordan in this pivotal aspect of the game. Sure, we could throw around numbers and stats all day long, but there's something deeper at play here. When we think of MJ, we think of that indomitable will to win, that fiery competitiveness that fueled his every move on the court. Well, Luka's got that same fire burning within him. Whether it's a regular season game or a high-stakes playoff showdown, Luka approaches every moment with the same relentless determination. He's not just out there to play, he's out there to dominate, to crush his opponent's spirits, and to leave them in the dust. Sure, Luka might not have the same gravity-defying dunks as MJ, but make no mistake, when he steps onto that court, he's a force to be reckoned with. Whether he's playing at home, on the road, or in the pressure cooker of a Game 7, Luka is relentless in his pursuit of victory. So next time you're watching Luka do his thing on the court, remember this: you're witnessing the evolution of a basketball psychopath, a player who's destined to etch his name into the annals of basketball history. And trust me, you don't want to miss a single moment of it. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, press the subscribe button, and also drop your thoughts in the comment section.